Well, yeah, and that's sincere, but you know that how they gonna try to spin it, but furthermore saying it to try to cause controversy. But Esau started that shit, man. And a lot of dudes like, what he got another album coming out? But not just that. You got oh yeah, I brought it. People tend to forget when he was at that concert. Remember a while back, and he was going there. He snapped.
Right.
And he ain't snapped. He was telling the truth.
Right.
He's like, yo, I could die for this shit. Because they trying to blind us. They know this, they know that. He was giving up tapes, man.
Right.
And they was going to kill that nigga. And after that, they pulled him from his shows. They ain't let him do all these shows and all that. The Spirit of the Lord hopped on that dude at that time, man. And then you got to figure, a man in his stature, you could say, and well, because he's known like a icon in this society, man. Which people, his fans, will take heed and listen to what he's saying. So he had millions of people right there, or thousands of people, or however many people was in that damn stadium, and he talking like that, you know. But the Lord allowed that to happen, man. And then not too long after that, they try to put him in the crazy home, say he was tripping, all this, that, but he was telling the truth. As a matter of fact, like it's this article that I was reading about, it says retired judge spills the beans. So once you start telling the truth and the truth starts coming out, they try to demonize you and say that you're crazy. Why? Because you're not plugged up into the society, man. You're not plugged up into the matrix, you know? But now this nigga, now after that situation happened, they took him back, and he you see him with a picture of Donald Trump. So he went to go plead his case. So why the hell would you have to go talk to the President of the United States if you're a rapper, man? Because those politicians they all tied together.
That was the weirdest way I seen a rapper be president.
Yeah, it cut.
That was the weirdest set of circumstances.
Because the president runs that nigga, man.
Rappers used to have to be invited to the White House.
Yeah, it cut. It was like, nigga, we gonna kill you. Now you got the cap on, make America great again.
Him and Donald Trump be having dinners every other.
Yeah, cut.
So I'd be like, dang.
This nigga had, it was a picture of him, and it looked like, it was two Edomites. It didn't look like, it was two Edomites. But they probably was billionaires or whatever, and they was throwing up the little 666 sign.
Yeah.
And Kanye West had the Make America Great Again hat on.
Right.
But his face looked like he was terrified and shit.
Right.
So my man was like, yo, he got the get out face.
I mean, for real, like in my head, I'd be like, yo, like he never smiled.
Yeah, He's like, dude. My man's like, he got the get out face. Yeah, bring that out.
So you said
First John 2:15. Yeah.
From the book of 1 John, chapter 2, and verse 15. Love not the world,
There you go.
neither the things that are in the world.
That's right.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
That's right. So check this out, man. So they said, we have no supporters among elected officials, man. So those elected officials, what are they? They are this world, man. Why? Because they pushing the agenda. So it says that's why we don't bang with them dudes, man. You know? We not on the same agenda, man. Why? Because their agenda is trying to upset prophecy. We want prophecy to go forward, man, so we can get out of here, man. You know, Lord willing, we be a part of that elect number. The Lord going to deliver us, man. You know? That's why it says love not the world. Read that one more time, brother. From the top.
From the book of 1 John, chapter 2, and verse 15. Love not the world,
Right.
neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
That's right. So if any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him, man. So what's the world? That's love and everything that go on. Like them entertainers, niggas love money, man. You know? And we're saying no man can serve two masters, man. So if you serve two masters, and it talks about mammon, which mammon is money, man. You know? But it says a leading example of a black nationalist group is the Nation of Islam, led by Louis Farrakhan. He has never backed away from the group's fundamental tenet exposed by the group's previous leader, Elijah Muhammad, that white people are inherently evil, that they are blue-eyed devils. Man. It says Farrakhan has described Catholics and Jews who he said practice a gutter religion as preying on blacks during his Savior's Day, addressed in Chicago on February 25th, 2018. He declared that powerful Jews are my enemy. So that's right. Matter of fact, grab Revelation 3 and 9. 2 and 9. Sorry, 2 and 9. It talks about Esau being a devil. Esau is the devil, man. You know? So whenever you bring that truth, but Farrakhan, man, now all of a sudden what you can say, he saw the light while he saw the Israelites already teaching. You know? Start with the apostles on down. That's bringing out the correct knowledge, man. The correct doctrine. You know? And now all of a sudden you want to tell people that they're Israelites, man. You know? He want to call all the so-called white man a devil now. Which they are devils, man. They're cut. See, that's going to be him, man. Bring that out.
From the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not.
That's right. So that's talking about them gutter rats, man. Them people that's over there in Israel, the land of Israel right now, man. That's talking about them. They said that they say the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews and are not, man. Keep going out.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
Damn, but are the synagogue of Satan, man? Who's that? 3 and 9?
It's 2 and 9.
Or 3 and 9. You know? But that right there is like, you know, it's telling you, man. You know? That they claim to be Jews, but they not. So who are the real Jews, man? It's them 12 tribes, man. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
That's right.
And you and the average so-called Negro that walks the street, you have no idea how many enemies you have, man. Why are you in the condition that you in, man? Going through the things that you're going through. And they sit here writing this black nationalism shit, man. That's a bunch of garbage, man. And why they trying to paint that picture? So when they paint that picture, everybody be like, oh yeah, them niggas, they wrong. They be out there cursing out white people. Why? Because you niggas is soft, man.
That's right.
Y'all got that Stockholm syndrome, man. Even Malcolm X had enough sense to know about a house nigga, man. The mentality of a house nigga, man. When he's like, yo, what's the matter, master? We sick? When Esau gets sick.
Right.
And there ain't nothing even wrong with that nigga, man. Because the master's sick, now we sick. You know?
From the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
That's devils, man.
Which say they are Jews.
That's right.
And are not, but do lie.
That's That's right.
Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
That's right, man. That's right. So the Lord, he's going to have those gutter rats come and worship us, man. Not just them, all the nations, man.
That's right.
Underneath the sun, man. You know? But going on, good. Jump back in Matthew 24.
Matthew?
Yeah, 24. It says, oh man, this is funny. It says in claim, so that backs up the statement that he made, even though Farrakhan's an Israelite, man. He a wicked ass Israelite, man. Because first he don't keep his beard on his face, you know. He been telling lies, he been lying to the people all these years, man. Then a nigga got a congregation like a church where he stands up and teaches other men's wives, man. We ain't out here teaching over men's wives. Ain't no women. They far off. They can hear. Everybody can hear the sound of our voice, man. You know, but we ain't like, yo, y'all put the chairs together and have y'all come up here. No. You know.
Shit, 24, right?
13. But hold up. It says in claim that the Jews were responsible for all this filth and degenerate behavior that Hollywood is putting out, turning men into women and women into men. In addition, he said white folks are going down, basically. So you Edomites, aka white people, you're going into slavery, man.
That's right.
First of all, America is declining, man. You can see it every day, man. Every time I wake up and I get a different news feed about something else that's popped off, man. So these prophecies are coming to play, man. Yeah, he's the Romans over there, right? Parked up.
They always parked somewhere.
That's that though. Yo, as soon as that troop start coming out, boy, here they come, man. You know?
The funny thing is, I've seen them park in the parking lot more.
Yeah.
Until the really came out.
And that's crazy. Yo, and that the racists just came with the way that the Edomite chick. They gonna want us, man. The Most High, he say he gonna make a man more valuable than fine gold. You know? But that's the average Edomite woman anyway. She want a nigga, man. You know?
That's true.
But it says, so matter of fact, if you go back in history, those Jewish people, those Amalekites that's over there, that sit over there in Israel, they financed the whole slave trade, man.
That's right.
The transatlantic slave trade, they financed that, man. How they do that? So now, and then they took our identity, man. And they know the scriptures go against men dressing like women. What's that in Leviticus? Thou shalt not wear, man shall not wear woman. So they know we're not supposed to wear women's clothing and men and women not supposed to wear man's clothing. Why you think they put all that shit in Hollywood and make it a joke, man? And they try to make fun of us, and they're the ones that's behind Hollywood. They control that shit. They run it. But niggas so hyped to want to go be an actor, man. They get into Hollywood, man. Why? Because they figure, and yo, this the mindset of an average nigga, man. Once he get a little money and move out the hood, he's a rapper, and he moves out his neighborhood, or he's an actor and he moves out his neighborhood, he like, I made it. Where the hell did you make it to? You ain't make it to the kingdom. You made it to Esau's kingdom where you still known as a nigga. You know? They talking about I made it. You ain't make nothing, man. It says white folks are going down and Satan is going down. But Satan is the so-called white man too, man. The synagogue of Satan, man.
That's right.
It says in Farrakhan, by God's grace, has pulled the cover off the Satan, that satanic Jew, and I'm here to say, your time is up, your world is through. Come on, man, this nigga out his mind, man. You know. But matter of fact, man, this almost over, man. It says that the racism of a group like Nation of Islam may be the predictable reaction to white supremacy. But if a white group exposed some similar beliefs regarding African Americans and Jews, and few will have trouble describing it as racist and anti-Semitic. If we seek to expose white hate groups, we cannot be in the business of explaining away the black ones, man. But yo, man, first of all, Israel, we just started, when we first came over here, man, we started, we knew who we were. That's why the scriptures say that we're destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man. You know? So once they had you as good niggas, you know, they had it so you won't buck up against nothing. You know, that's that mind control. But they always had them white hate groups, man. Or them Edomite hate groups, which is the KKK, man. What they used to do to our people. But once we start waking up and coming out here exposing they bullshit, now it's a problem, man. You know? Okay. You matter of fact, I haven't seen a KKK member, them coming at them, or the scriptures say that they're gonna get thrown into prison, man. You know? Now check this out. But Esau, you know, Esau is cunning. Grab Revelations 2 and 10. Baba Kashar. So yeah, man. So this how we know that Esau is coming for us, because what they doing right now, they trying to, like I said earlier, paint the picture to make us look like, oh, we that hate you. Why? Because we don't like Esau, man. We never intended to, we wasn't intended to even be around Esau and all that. And that's another thing, man, because they know they're going out of power, and they hate to see that shit, and they hate to see it go, man. And they've been writing articles and little stuff like that, man, and sending agents to come sit at the camps, man. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised in some of these camps, man. You got agents in the camps, man, trying to play the role. Because that's the same thing. That's what the FBI does. That's what Esau does, man. They try to they try to be chameleons, man.
That's right.
You know, like they had with that whole even with the mob, man. What they do? They send a dude in there. Oh, yo, you gotta go be just like them, live their life. But then you gotta come back and report to them and let them know all the moves, man.
Bring it out, huh?
But what are they gonna find out about us, man? The truth, man. You know? And they gonna go back and report to them devils. Oh yeah, they said that, it's going to be race war. They said the economy going to collapse. They said this. And then they start saying that shit happened. We ain't out here stockpiling on no guns, man. You know? Like the scripture say, man, it said if it's possible, you're supposed to live peaceably among all men. You know? So when you come into this truth, you understand that, man. You come out here and teach these other nations who they are, like the so-called white man, that's Esau, the Edomites, man. You teach them who their forefathers are, you tell them that they're going into slavery, and you tell your people, 2/3 of your people, they're going to die if they don't turn back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And 1/3 is going to be delivered. And America is going to be destroyed with thermonuclear missiles.
That's right.
But you can see that shit every fucking day, man. You got all these different nations, they test firing missiles, man. What you think they testing them for, man? Bring that out, man.
From the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 10.
And this specifically talks about a devil, which you so-called white people, man. Go ahead,
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
That's right. So now, when it say, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, you got a devil sitting right there, man.
That's right.
Sitting in this cup. You know? So I guess that's talking about the guy in the red suit that's going to cast you into prison. Who's in control of all these prisons right now, bro? It damn sure ain't Jacob. It's Esau. And it said the devil shall cast you into prison. And who is that devil, you so-called white people?
That's right.
It's starting with the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, man. And the elites of this society.
Bilderberg.
Yeah, kind of the Bilderbergs, all that. It's what they got, the Trilateral Committee and all that shit.
Right.
But yo, it said fear none of these things. So the things that it's talking about is the FEMA camps, which they had, you know. You're not supposed to fear they signed the guillotine as capital punishment. Bill Clinton did that. As much as you niggas like Bill Clinton, and niggas was talking about, yo, he was the first black president. Why? Because the nigga played a goddamn saxophone, man.
My head no wall.
Yeah, and that's how the mindset of our people. Yeah,
that's the stupid stuff
exactly
that we cater to.
Exactly.
Like,
Yo, because I done got some head too. Like, yo, that's how you know that Jake is gone, man. You know?
That's how you know he destroyed.
That's right, huh?
When you see that they base their personality of the common or the average black man around.
Done.
So that's basically what you're saying is that's you on the average day. On a regular day, that's basically this is the type of stuff that you get into.
Done.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't get people sometimes.
Done, man.
They try to see how other people treat you, but look at you. Look at how you look at yourself.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the border standards of being a black man.
Done.
So called.
That's right. Because he got head in the office.
Like,
and they like, yo, man, he was black.
Okay.
Like that should be like a disgrace to you.
I wouldn't stood for.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Not when what he do during his presidency.
He ain't do nothing but fuck up Jake.
You
know? Even more, because he's the one that signed the guillotine and to be capital punishment again.
I wonder how many bills he passed against him.
Exactly.
While he was getting hated in Oval Office.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Like, as he was signing on papers. You know what I'm saying? What was her name? Monica
Lewinsky. Matter of fact, then he had all the rappers on this shit.
Right. Everybody said
Lewinsky chicks.
They said him or her.
But that's the mentality of our people. You know? And matter of fact, cause yeah, those are one of the things. You know, you got that. You got the prison, you know, the different diseases they're gonna try to give you, the RFID microchip they're gonna try to give you to torture you if you don't take it, you know. Niggas. And there's two Jakes, road rage. Go ahead, I don't know, that's some dumb shit.
From the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison,
Right.
that ye may be tried, and shall be shalakia, and shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful until death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
That's right. So right there, and only a selected few men are going to be able to do that. You know? And that's going to be the elect. Because what Jake do right now, man, soon as they get incarcerated. And that matter of fact, they don't even got to be incarcerated. They just got to be threatened to be incarcerated. And they giving up tapes. They're getting their own goddamn mama up, man. You know? They say fear none of those things, man. Matter of fact, like I think I was reading this week. I was reading 2nd Maccabees, the 7th chapter again. And it was talking about the seven brothers with the mother, man. So if you read that chapter, I ain't gonna go into it right now. But if you read that chapter, that whole chapter, those are some of the things that they have, because it says what was written aforetime is for our learning, man. So those things that they did to those Jakes back then, you think they're in the same spirit now? You think they ain't gonna try to do the same shit? You know? They're gonna try to pull the same thing off, man. They're gonna torture you, man. They got torture chambers set up, man. And they also know who they figure who gonna get the RFID microchip and who is not. That's why they got the mass graves set up in the FEMA camps, man. You know? And in those days, 911 is not going to be an option. Because all hell going to break loose in America, man. Even the cops going to be running in stores looting that shit, man. And if you watch that movie World War Z, it shows you that, man.
That's right.
The dude went into there, they was running up in the store, he saw the cop in there, he looked at him and started taking the shit too. And they put all this stuff in movies. Why? So you know, man. Why? Because they matter of fact, they know that, and plus they gotta show you. But our people so retarded, man, they don't even dig it, man. They don't even dig what's about to happen here, man. But hey, man, the blood ain't on our hands because we come out here and we warn our people, man.
That's right.
You know?